Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're in RaceRoom Racing Experience. We are driving the Audi GT4. We're here at the Dubai Autodrome doing the 24 Hours of Dubai recreation. It's just a 30-minute race because obviously 24 hours is hard. But at any rate, had a lot of fun with it, and I don't do a lot of multi-class racing within RaceRoom, so this was new to me, and I actually really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to doing a little bit more, hopefully in the upcoming videos, but also just in general overall. We'll try and do some more stuff and fun stuff at that. So one thing that I talked about in the course of the video was, what is your favorite real life event to recreate? So if you can, in the comments section, definitely let me know what is your real world event you'd like to recreate. It doesn't have to be in RaceRoom, it can be in any title, whatever your favorite title is. What one do you enjoy doing the most? I'd love to hear. I mentioned mine was Bathurst, so I'd love to hear what yours is. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. Alright, so here we are entering the final corner of the pace lap, starting on the back row here of this multi-class race at Dubai Autodrome. As you can probably tell from the sound, we're in the Audi GT4. And we're starting in the final class. We're running GT4, obviously. We're running TCR, Porsche Cup 2019, and GT3. Take it a little easy here through the first couple corners. Kind of shake everything out. I try to sneak up the inside there. So we're going to run a 30-minute race. No pit stop. And see how far we can progress up the GT4 field here. I was pretty shocked. Practice, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't do a lot of multi-class racing within RaceRoom. Obviously from the channel you've seen that, but also just like in general on my own races I do that I don't record. And so I guess I was a little shocked that we were the slowest class. I would have figured we'd have had TCR. There's a couple of real long straights here, and the Porsche Cup car, it can just absolutely fly on long straights, so I guess I wasn't super shocked by that. We've got 21 cars in the GT4 class. So decent size. Hoping that we mapped it out right where we're going to get some GT3s. I'm not quite sure, but obviously that's the hope. See how that goes. Kind of test out the AI a little bit. Like I said, haven't done a lot, so I'm going to see how they do when it comes to overtaking slower cars. So yeah, obviously the real race took place last weekend, and it kind of kicked off the real world racing scene, which is great. It's always nice to have some real racing underway. Not to take away from all of the sim racing joy that we all have, but nice to get some real racing back on. As far as being in the States, the race took place on, well, it started Friday morning and finished early Saturday morning. And so I watched the first 12 hours or so at work. In the background I had it on. And I think everybody, was really happy that they didn't end up with the deluge of rain that they had last year and the long stoppage because the track was flooded. And they actually had a good amount of racing. Stayed dry, at least for the first 12 hours that I saw. Still got to catch up on the last 12, but I mean, I did see the results in that the GPX Porsche won, and then the followed WRT Audi and the Haupt Racing Mercedes were also on the podium, so that was cool to see. 3 different makes. I know the Lambo was running up there, the GRT, but not sure what happened to them. So we got a little little cluster here. This is quite a little battle. Got a nice spot around the outside there. The AI set to 104 if I didn't mention that already. Try and sneak down his inside. This is a tricky little corner with it being off camera. Saved it. Gave me a little bump there. That's okay. It's good hard racing. Try and get a good run here onto the backstretch and see if we can't maybe outbrake him here. Yeah, looks like they're getting on the brakes for some reason. Oh, I see why. We got 2 cars sitting in the middle of the brake zone. Oh, our Audi brother here is pushing us around. So I will say both that tight right-hander and the one at the end of the long backstretch, those 2 are very tricky because obviously it's a a slow brake zone, so it's good overtaking opportunity. But with the AI, there's a few different lines you can take as far as the exit of it, and it can trip the AI up depending upon what kind of line you take there. So if you really kind of crank the wheel and try and cut back, slow it up so that you can cut back on the exit, the AI will run into you because they carry a little bit more speed there because their line tracks out a little bit more at exit. So you do have to be a little cognizant of that as you're racing the AI in those particular corners. So through here is just a little tap of the brake, maybe even just a lift without it. Got a little better run out of the corner there from the Audi. BMW's got pretty good straight line speed though, so. So see how I really tighten down there so that I have a different exit out and kind of set myself up for the left-hander a little bit better. You have to be careful with the AI because, like I said, they don't take that same line through there, so you can get a tap in the back end. A good run here. Stay on the outside. I don't know what this BMW in front's gonna do. Good wheel-to-wheel action here in front. Oof. Gotta be careful there. It's certainly not gonna push a BMW around. But we got the job done with a little help from the person in front. Good power down there. So I'd be curious to know if you want to leave it in the comments section or not. What are your favorite events, real life events, that you like to recreate within the sim racing world? And that request doesn't have to be limited to RaceRoom. Any other sims that you like racing? What is your favorite event to recreate, kind of play out as your own? Mine, I'd have to. Oh boy. Mine, I'd have to say is Bathurst. It doesn't matter if it's RaceRoom or ACC. Obviously, with ACC, you get kind of the transitions, and it's a more officially licensed event within that title, so it's a little bit more real. But last year was the first year I did the special event race in RaceRoom for Bathurst, and I actually really enjoyed myself, and I put in a good amount of practice and had pretty good pace. Had a little hiccup the very beginning of the race, the first lap, which I wasn't all that shocked about, but you know, it's Bathurst and that kind of stuff happens. So, but anyway, Bathurst would be mine. I really enjoy obviously driving that track. It is so much fun in any car that you're driving. And it's nice to do this event, and then more than likely going to be doing a video for the Daytona race. Obviously, that'll be coming up in the next. I think they have the Roar this weekend, and then the next weekend, or no. Yeah, I think the Roar is this weekend, and then the race is the weekend after that. So exciting to kind of, like I said, get that real world racing season going again. And yeah, so obviously, since I like to keep the channel and the titles that I race in RaceRoom and ACC, RaceRoom is the only one of the two that has Daytona, so we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that race in here. I just wanted to get through there and make sure I didn't get clipped. But yeah, so we'll be doing the Daytona 24 hours and probably about, you know, similar half-hour race, unless you want it longer or shorter. It doesn't matter to me. I enjoy driving, so leaving the leave in the comments section the length of the time of race I should do. Just let me know. Don't say 24 hours though, because that's not gonna happen. I enjoy driving, but I'd have a sore butt doing that. Alright, so we got a nice run here. So like right there, I broke just slightly before the car in front of me. It wasn't really a good opportunity. can't talk, overtaking opportunity there. I would have had to, you know, if I was going to make a move, I would have had to dart out and really take it into the brake zone. Didn't see that as a great opportunity, so instead of getting my normal braking point down and making it the potential that I would hit the back of them and then we end up with both being worse off, simply broke a little bit sooner than he did, ensures that I don't hit him, can still get a good run through the corner, and as you see, was able to set him up a couple corners later to get by him. Audi's a really great car. If you saw my December update video, this was my favorite car of the 3 Audis that got released. That it is a great car to drive within RaceRoom. Really enjoyable. So hopefully you've been racing a lot, but if you haven't, I would say take it out. And obviously with GT4 you're going to get a good amount of close racing. Whether you like to set the skill set at variable, which will, you know, pick something towards what your skill set is, or if you pick an actual percentage for the AI. When you set that and get that dialed in, it's going to be a load of fun. You're going to really have a good time in this car. Also, let me know your thoughts on Dubai Autodrome. I personally actually really enjoy driving the track. I think it's an interesting track with, you know, it's got some, who took that in deep there? It's got a couple nice braking zones, a couple areas where you can get creative to do some passing, some off-camber corners, and double apex corners, and so they have a little bit of everything in there, so it makes the track fun to drive, and I enjoy that. I think that's something obviously everybody looks for when they're racing a track or just driving a track. So I personally really like racing here, and a couple of the different layouts are very nice as well too, so you know, depending upon what class you're running, you can do a couple of the shorter courses, make the lap a little bit shorter, and get more in. So yeah, I'm just curious what you think about it. It's not in a ton of titles that I'm aware of, and it was in Project Cars 2. I know that because I did a race in Project Cars 2 on the channel last year. And I enjoy the track. I think it's a great track. I know one of the downfalls of the RaceRoom is the lack of transitions, and it is what it is. I mean, if you want my opinion on the matter, it's great. I love when a title has transitions, but it's not a make or break deal for me, because if you look, and maybe I'm looking in the wrong spots, so correct me if I am, but if you look at a lot of the content creators out there and what they run, you don't really get a lot of videos where people are racing at night through the various titles they have it. You just don't see a lot of it. So you might get it more in leagues But so to me, it's kind of funny when people are like, "Oh, we have to have like transitions and everything." It's like, well, how much are you really racing it? It's cool and everything, but like, it just doesn't seem like it matters that much to the overpopulation. Now, last December 2020, but 2019, when RaceRoom Sector 3 did their big December update and they added the time multiplier in there. To me, that was great. So as you can see for this race, we started in the morning. We did a 15x multiplier, and we're cut that pretty good there. And we've transitioned now into kind of the afternoonish time. So to me, they're working on it. I feel like it's going to come, and patience is key. Unfortunately, a lot of a lot of people in the sim racing community do not have patience, or at least they do a bad job of hiding their patience. We'll put it that way. And to me, I've always really liked RaceRoom, regardless of oh, it doesn't have rain or it doesn't have this. I think it's a great title. I think it's a lot of fun. I like a lot of the content that's in it that's unique to the title that you don't get elsewhere. And while there's almost got to BMW. While they're a small outfit, Sector 3 Studios, they do a really, really good job with everything. There's very little that they release that I've ever been like, whatever. I mean, I know in the December 19 build, when the Porsche GT2 Club Sport, it was kind of like meh, but really the reason for that was that it was just all by itself. I mean, there was nothing else to race it against. Kind of the same thing when they released the Porsche GTE. Fun car, but it's all by itself. There's 6 of them. You're just kind of like, there's really no reason to race the thing. And so then this December, when they released Audi GT2, that at least gave that newer GT2 class a couple cars that if you wanted to race that. I still am not sure about those cars. I know I did in the in the December update video. I felt like, well, I really struggled with it, but I felt like it was a car that maybe I'll play around with more. And to be honest with you, in the time since that video, I don't find myself logging in and going to set up a race and being like, oh yeah, I want to do that GT2 car. There's other content that I would rather do videos with and just race with on my own kind of deal. So I think that's kind of a telling sign for where I really feel about the car. Here comes some GT3s, as you can see in the mirror. Got a couple of them here, and one's up the inside of the Porsche. Hang out. Got another Audi here. Try and tuck in behind him here and see if we can snooker this BMW. Oh boy. Did not see that Audi. Or that one. It's Porsche. Getting some good multi-class racing here right now, that's for darn sure. Man, It's all about playing it right. And with it, we were able to use it and get by that BMW. Got a McLaren now. Alright, so we had 61 total cars in this race, and there were 21 GT4 cars, so that puts us... The lead of GT4 should be position 40, and if you look at the dash, we are 46th. So that should put us 6th overall, I'm thinking. At this point. With about 4.5 minutes left. Oh boy. Whew. And looks like we got another Audi right here in front of us. Should only have a couple laps left, so we'll see if we can snag this guy. We've got a couple Audis in front of us here. BMW's coming on our left here. I had to be careful there. I should have blocked off that BMW. That corner is really tricky because you get kind of the bump in there. So it's a hard corner to get through. It reminds me of the very last corner at the Bahrain International Circuit. Just because you think that you hit the apex and it's going to open up and it actually doesn't. It actually tightens, which makes it harder than you think it is. We got a couple more Audis here in front of us that I'm hoping that we can use some traffic here to use to our advantage. Make this Porsche go around the outside. Didn't take it in as deep that time. Decent run there. Another Porsche coming on our left. Oh dear. Yeah, so right there was what I was talking about with the AI. Now granted, I kind of dive bombed. That wasn't really my intent, but he kind of turned in early there. We didn't lose too much time. Crossover under me. Yeah, front end washed out there. He just crossed back on me. Alright, so that should put us 4th. This next guy should be the bottom of the podium. This will probably be the last lap. You don't get to do +1 from what I've gathered. It is whatever lap you're on when the clock runs out, that's your last lap. So we gotta make this pass on this Audi in front if we want to get on the podium here. We're kind of a ways back. We'll see if we make up time under the braking zone here. Hopefully that Merc in front helps us out. Alright, got through those corners pretty good. Oh, it's going to be close. GT3 Audi coming. So yeah, we're coming to the checkered flag here. Ooh. Oh, I was hoping that GT3 would push him wide, get a shot at it. Oh, okay. Well, that's too bad, but we ended up finishing P4, I believe. We'll see what we get at the end here for the race standings, but that is, yeah, that's the 24 hours of Dubai in 30 minutes. And like I said, both the Audi GT4 is a lot of fun, and the Dubai Autodrome track is a lot of fun as well too. Even like I said, some of the other variations of the track. So if you haven't driven it or haven't driven it in a while, I would strongly suggest giving her a go. And yeah, let me know what you think about it, because like I said, I fully enjoy it. If you don't like it, I'd love to hear if there's certain sectors of the track that you don't like, or what it is that you don't like. So make sure to comment on that. So yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. Like I said, we'll be doing a video for the 24 hours of Daytona. Should have that up here in the next couple weeks. So as always, thanks for watching and take care.